In this video, I will be walking you through how to graph multiple sets of data on the same set of axes using Vernier Graphical Analysis. You can see on the screen right now, I have plotted some position versus time data. Let's say I've done this for a slow car and a fast car, and I want to plot both data sets on the same set of axes. Well, here's how I would go about doing that. Let's say I've got my time and position data in my data table on the right, and I want a second set of data. I'll click the three dots next to data set 1, and I will add a new data set. Automatically, that will give me data set 2, and the table headers for this data set, time and position, should match the table headers for data set 1. I'm going to rename these data sets. Data set 1 is my slow car, and data set 2, rename, is my fast car. There we go. Now, I didn't really do this carefully. The three dots next to where the data set name is, the data set options, allows you to rename the data set. It's also where you're adding new data sets and deleting them if needed. So now you can enter in your data. My time readings were 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And my position readings for this one were 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22. You can see now on the graph that data set 2 has been plotted, but data set 1 is no longer plotted. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my mouse and click on the position label on the y-axis of the graph, and you can see I have little toggles to turn slow car and fast car on or off. So that turns the slow car data on, this one turns the fast car data off, and I want them both on. You can change the colors by clicking on the red circle, and the symbols. I'm going to choose to make the slow car squares so that even if I printed this in black and white, the dots would still look different. And there we go. We've got squares for the slow car that are red. We've got fast car blue circles, and I'm going to unclick from that, and I can see I have my data. From here, of course, I'll need a curve of best fit or a line of best fit. I'll apply a curve fit, and a linear curve fit seems to be the best option. So I'll press apply. There we go. The last thing I'm going to want before I say this graph is good, I've already made the origin 0, 0 visible. I've already given the graph a title. The last thing I need is a legend identifying which data set is which. You go down here to your graph options again, and you have an option at the very top to toggle on a graph legend. So you click that. It gives you a legend for the data set. Slow car corresponds to this red square. That's what that line means. Fast car, the blue circle, and they're both position data is how you read this legend. Your other option, which I might like better actually, is if you go back to graph options, you can also choose to add an annotation. So I'm going to grab an annotation, and I'm going to write fast car there, and add it near my blue line. Similarly, back in the bottom left menu, click Graph Options, and then Add Annotation, that option, Slow Car. Click out of it, click and drag it to the red line, and I think that's even more helpful than the legend. But this is what I'd be looking for a graph which plots multiple sets of data.